Opening day is only a month away in my state, which means there's a lot going on right now. One of the main things I'm doing is making sure my broadheads are ready to hunt, and in this video we're going to go step by step on how to do that. If you haven't already, one of the first things you need to do is choose your broadheads. And you want to make sure that you're buying broadheads that match the weight of the field points that you've been using all season to practice with. And then other than that, there's a ton of information about different styles of broadheads. You want to choose the best ones that you can afford and the ones that are going to match, your setup, the draw weight you're shooting, what you're hunting, and the experts at an archery shop are great people to help you out choose the broadheads that are going to be right for you. Once you've gotten your broadheads, the next thing you want to do is unscrew your field points and screw on your broadheads. I know in this example I'm using my bare hands, but please use a broadhead wrench when you're screwing on your broadheads. Once your broadheads are installed, the first thing you want to do is spin them. You're going to need an arrow spinner for this, and if you don't have one, I would suggest investing in one because they're not too expensive. You're going to use it a lot. It's a really handy tool to have. If you don't want to invest in one, an archery shop will definitely have one, and they'll help you spin your arrows and make sure that they're spinning true. So you want to install your broadheads on the exact arrows you're going to be hunting with. So install all your broadheads on the arrows, give them a spin, and watch the point. If your point is moving like this and you'll hear it chattering as it wobbles, that's a bad sign. If it's spinning true and it looks really good, then you're good to go. If you did get a wobble, remove that broadhead and put it on another arrow. And if you still have a wobble, try a different broadhead on that arrow. And if you're still having issues, one thing that you can do is to try to square the point end of your arrow and see if that works. And if not, talk to the people at the archery shop. They'll be able to take a closer look at all the components that you have and see what's going on there. So the next thing you want to do is to shoot your broadhead. One note is that you want to use a broadhead target, which is something that's not going to be like a burlap target. Broadheads will just destroy that. You want something that's going to be foam and it's made for broadheads. So you're going to shoot your broadheads into there, starting at 10, 20 yards, somewhere in there, all the way back to your maximum distance. And you want to just make sure that your broadheads are hitting where your field points were, or at least very close to that. And by very close, I mean within 1 or 2 inches at 20 yards or 2 to 3 inches at 30 yards. They should be pretty close if your bow is tuned. If they aren't close, you're going to have to go bring your bow, your broadheads, your arrows, everything into an archery shop, get your bow tuned, and they're gonna work out that problem that you're having. If they're really close but not dead on, just move your sight, or you can make a small arrow rest adjustment. But if it's close, within an inch or so, 1 or 2 inches, I mean, just move your sight. Don't stress about it, and get your bow sighted in for your broadheads. Another important thing to consider if you're having issues getting your broadheads to fly is the size of your fletching. If you're shooting real small veins, try a larger vein. Sometimes that will help solve that problem. Now our broadheads are spinning, they're shooting great, and we've shot them a bunch. We've been practicing with them. It's time to sharpen our broadheads. We want to get them razor sharp and ready to hunt. So how you're going to do this is there's a ton of different ways to sharpen broadheads, but there's a few things you want to keep in mind. You want a consistent sharpening angle, light pressure, and even strokes on both sides of the broadhead if you're using a double bevel broadhead. If you're using a single bevel, ignore that last part. But those are the keys. Consistent angle, light pressure, and even strokes on both sides. And then you're going to have a really sharp broadhead, no matter what type of sharpening system you're using. If you've only been shooting your broadheads into a foam target, so like nothing hard, like an animal, the ground, a tree, or something like that, they're only going to need a light touch-up after being shot into foam. So a pull-through sharpener, a fine stone, a strop even, that's all you're going to need to hone that edge back to razor sharp. Or if you're shooting replaceable blade broadheads, just go ahead and replace those blades. And then what you want to do is test to make sure you got your broadhead plenty sharp. A piece of paper works really well. Just hold the piece of paper and you just want to push down. If you don't want to have to do a real hard slicing motion, just push down on it and it should cut the paper. Another great way to test broadhead sharpness is with a rubber band. You can put it over a cup so you don't have to worry about cutting your hand, and it should snap that rubber band with just a light pressure. After you've checked all your broadheads, they're super sharp, stick them in your quiver, they're ready to go, and you're ready to go hunting. All you want to do is take them out of your quiver throughout the hunting season, just do those sharpness checks, and if you have to, give them a quick touch up just to make sure that they're staying sharp. Taking them in and out of the quiver and hunting with them, it will deteriorate the sharpness, so make sure you're checking on them throughout the season. Alright, there you have it. There's everything you need to know to get your broadheads ready to go hunting. I hope this video was helpful. We'll see you all in the next one.